All right, I'm here with a brand new pickup video coming in with my recent finds. I went to the Cleveland Classic Arcade Gaming Convention, the CCAG. I went to some garage sales, of course, a couple local game stores to spend my trade credit. So, should be a pretty decent video. I'll jump into the garage sale stuff. Didn't go out at all on Thursday. There was genuinely nothing out and it was kind of raining, so I didn't even go out on this Thursday. But I did go out on Friday. Couple sales I wanted to go to. There was one that you could tell that the person was like a game seller. Usually if you see a garage sale and the games are the first picture and it's good stuff, you know you're not going to get that stuff for cheap. And I ended up hitting that like an hour after I went to a bunch of other sales, and all the prices were like above retail, which is ridiculous. At a garage sale, like not a chance. I'll go to the game store. I'll go to eBay before I do that. So really stupid there. But I did go to some other sales. This one sale I went to had an Xbox 360 in their picture with a Kinect and a stack of games. Nothing too interesting. They wanted $100 for it, which I was out on that. Just, if the games were better, maybe, but I was just out on that. But they also had one Wii game here. Kind of an interesting, bizarre, strange game. Obscure the Aftermath. This is one I wanted to get for my Wii collection for a while. I don't think it's necessarily very good, but I think it's kind of an interesting horror game. They had it at 8, which I paid. That's about half of retail, and I never see this game, so I figured, you know what, half of retail, and I never see it, might as well just pick it up. Then I went to another sale. Didn't even look very good, actually. It was kind of like an old people sale. But as of last pickup video, I did pretty well at an old people sale, so what can I say there? But, as far as that goes, I didn't see anything there, but then as I was walking out, I saw this nice Wii box here. So you can see I paid $8 for whatever's about to come ahead, but got a Wii in the box. Kind of cool. Don't want to show the address of the Walmart, dox myself, but kind of cool. They have the receipt from July 6th of 2007, so over 14 years ago now. I believe the only thing that this person ever owned for the Wii was the Wii Sports. Which is actually good. Got the Wii here. It's a little dirty, but $8, I'll clean that up. It should be good. Seemed to work just fine. It's actually good. Usually Wii Sports is always scratched. Here's the case, because it comes in this case. Sliding it in and out of this case always scratches it. But since this was like their only game, it seemed to have spent most of its time in the system, because this was just in the box, so that's good. But after that, I didn't find anything out of the garage sale, so I spent $16. Got some decent stuff, but obviously not a very exciting day. But other than that, I got some garage sales. Garage sales have been horrible, but I had it all right Thursday here. I did go to a sale that's like pretty much an entire route from not maybe 20 to 30 minutes away from me. It kind of starts around there, and then it just goes all the way down through southern Ohio and just keeps going forever. I didn't obviously go the whole time, the whole route. I went about a stretch of maybe, I don't know. I hit probably about 70 sales, and for 70 sales, you got to remember that the best places to go are not places that are rural in the middle of nowhere. I usually don't have the best luck there. You can have good luck there because those places don't have places to sell games and stuff, but for the most part, it's typically older people or people who are just not playing video games. But I didn't do half bad. My first stop was actually still within city area, so it wasn't really too rural yet. My first couple stops, actually. I got here for $3 each. ABBA Dance, which this actually holds some value, surprisingly. And these were sealed, brand new. ABBA Dance, and then I just picked this up for why not. It actually has some value too, sealed as well. Just Dance Kids 2. Doesn't hurt. You can't really go wrong with sealed Wii stuff, and that's not the end of the sealed Wii stuff today. Spoiler there. So I went to then another sale. It's in a city, but it's kind of middle of nowhere in the city. But I saw some controllers sitting out. I grabbed all the good ones. There's a couple like off brands mixed in, but I grabbed all the good ones. They had them at $1 each. So there's a couple PS2s. I believe a PS3 controller. I think it's 3 PS2s and a PS3 controller. So pretty good there. $1 each. I asked if they have any more games, and she says, oh, my son might be bringing games later. And I was like, oh, do you have the systems for these? And she's like, oh, I do have the systems for these. And what was funny here, she pulls out this box of systems, and I see a piece of paper that has the name, the address, and the phone number for one of my local game stores. So it was very clear that her son probably told them, hey, go take these to this store and sell them there or whatever. And the mom and dad just flat out didn't, and then just sold them to me, which I find kind of humorous. I realistically, I mean, this stuff was all untested, so I offered $50 for this stuff, and they were happy to take it. Realistically, I probably gave them more because a few of these things didn't have the right cable, and I know that local store with systems is very picky about having cables with the systems. So I realistically, I probably actually gave them more, but I'm not sure when the son comes, he's going to agree. But 2 weeks in a row where I make family members turn on each other, perhaps. If you watched Grandma getting into the home last video. I got here a PS2 Slim. Always happy to see these. Almost always work. They sell for about $100 and they're really cheap to ship. Always happy to see PS2 Slim. One of the systems I'm not immensely happy to see, but I always take one. This one's in good shape, and the PlayStation 1, it is not the special one with the stuff on the back. And the big thing with PlayStation 1s is, well, I don't always have the best luck with them working, but, I mean, as long as the disc tray stays reasonably closed, it's usually not a problem. We got here a PlayStation 3. This was 160 gigabytes, so pretty good there. Good condition. PlayStation 3s are always nice as well. I recommend, as if you've seen my eBay video, kind of my tips on eBay, I recommend the medium flat rate side loading box you can get at the post office. That is probably the cheapest way to ship a heavy system like the PS3 or like the 360 Slim. And then also in there, randomly, because he said they had some PlayStations, but he didn't say anything about anything else. There was also a Model 2 Genesis. So $50 for all that. There was also where'd it go? I don't know if I think I didn't show this. There was a PlayStation 1 multi-tap. Not bad. So yeah, $50 for that I thought is a fair offer. Most of the stuff had its cables. A few things are not, but I always had that stuff laying around. She did say that her son was going to be bringing games. I gave them my business card, my contact information, just to be like, hey, you know, if he comes, just send me a picture. I'll be over. I'll pick the stuff up if it's interesting. Didn't hear back. I never expect to hear back. It's very rare I ever hear back, but you know, you got to put it out there. You got to try to get as much as you can with this stuff. So now we start to go into the rural areas, which not much going on out there. Best finds of the day were kind of early, but I did get a Wii bundle. Not an amazing Wii bundle. It had like 4 controllers, a couple nunchucks, the system, which is in decent shape. No problems there. Not missing anything. And unfortunately, the games it came with were mostly loose. But there's some decent ones in there. Like I always say, loose stuff is still fine. GameStop, their Wii values on some of this stuff is pretty good. They did have Wii Fit Plus complete, and they had the board and stuff, which is like, ugh, don't give me the board. Harvey Birdman, which was also sealed. Don't know why. But, you know, I thought this was pretty funny. It's also published by Capcom, too, which is kind of interesting. I believe this is actually kind of like an Ace Attorney-esque game, but within the, you know, Harvey Birdman universe. And then there was a bunch of disc-only games, like I said. Nothing amazing. Imagine Fashion Party. Babysitting Mama. We Play. Let me see here. Just Dance 2. And Cooking Mama Cook-Off for the kind of whatever games. But there were some good loose games here. The way I figured this is that I could pretty much make my money back in GameStop trade credit with this, and then have a Wii system and bundle to sell on eBay. These discs were all loose, so they're obviously not in very good shape, but GameStop doesn't care. I know they resurface some, so whatever. But the games that came with that were good and I'm going to be trading. Mario Kart Wii, they give $22 in credit for this game if you have their pro membership. So if you have this game, it doesn't matter if it's loose. Check it out. Wii Sports fluctuates, but they usually give pretty good credit for this. I think usually around $14 or so. There was another copy of Wii Sports as well, so pretty good there. And then Wii Sports Resort as well, which was in the system, a nice surprise there. This one also fluctuates, but it's sometimes around $20 too, so not bad all around there. I figured, you know, I can get almost most of my money back just in the trade credit alone, and still have a little bundle to sell, so I can get some games, new release games out of that, and have a Wii bundle to sell on eBay. So not bad there. Finally, then, I'm going to do some miscellaneous stuff here. I did this one for my most loyal commenter and most loyal fan. Saw these for $1 each. I figured or $1.50 each. Ultraman Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the first series. So it has all 39 episodes of the first series on DVD. I did it for you, Iron Lung 63. I did it for you. And this was 50 cents. Twilight Princess Volume 3 manga. Don't ask me why it's just Volume 3 of Twilight Princess. They didn't have any more of them, but for 50 cents I thought it was kind of cool to have. I have a few gaming-related manga. Some Kingdom Hearts and some Ace Attorney and stuff. So I figured it was fun to grab that as well. But that's all for this Thursday. Not a bad day. For the amount I drived and the amount I was out for like 5 hours, 6 hours, something like that. So for the amount I drived, I wish I maybe could have got a little bit more. But nice system bundle. Nothing really for the collection. I'll keep Harvey Birdman. Kind of funny. But everything else, though, is more for selling and trading. But obviously that gets more games, so I can't complain. Then when we get to my Friday finds here, another day where it was kind of a middle of nowhere rural area, which can be good or not. This one was alright. The reason I went out here is that there's a community sale out here like every year, and there's this one house in particular that years ago I went to. They had video game stuff. And then 2 years ago I bought a TurboGrafx 16 from them, and got a good deal on it, everything. And they said that they'd have games. They said that they'd maybe have them out next year. They'd have them, you know, I gave them my contact information. They said they might call me and sell me the games or whatever. I never heard from them, and I figured, you know what, I'll go to this sale. They didn't have it last year for obvious reasons, but I figured I'd go to the sale. We'll see what's up and see if they have any TurboGrafx stuff. Unfortunately, that house was not having a sale this year, but I did get some other stuff out there when I was out. I got a PS3 bundle. Probably find of the day here, a PS3 bundle that was $25. Has the system, and the slim system. I don't know what hard drive this is, what size system this is. 2 controllers. One of them was actually the blue one, which is cool. I like the blue one. That's the one I use myself. I got the black one here. And then the blue one, just a nice color blue. I like that one. And then some games, pretty low tier games. Most of them in GameStop cases too. F1 Race Stars, NASCAR 2009. This one's weird because it's, you know, you'd think that they traded this in disc only, but for some reason they had the manual and the disc, but a generic artwork. Okay. MX versus ATV Alive. Surprisingly, sometimes GameStop takes those in trade-in, so you never know. Mod Nation Racers. Obviously, only into racing games. And NASCAR 08. NASCAR the game Inside Line. So, very clearly not an interesting stack of games there, but $25 even just for the system and the controllers, even really just for the system, is a pretty good deal there. Other than that, I went to like a church sale. And they had some DS's, so picked those up. They got the blue one, blue DS Lite. They had the mark at 5. They crossed out 10 and put 5. Had the Game Boy port. Both of these had the Game Boy port. I'm trying not to buy them if they don't have the Game Boy port, unless they have games with them. This one also had inside Plants vs. Zombies, and came with SpongeBob's Boating Bash. Then there was a pink one as well. Missing the style. I don't know how these kids just lose the stylus, but at least they didn't lose the thing. And I never get how these systems get so dirty, but This one had Nintendogs in it, which GameStop actually gives all right trade credit for that, believe it or not. And then at that church sale, there was also a black Wii Remote Plus for $1.50 off to change the back out with a spare black one that I have. But Wii Remote Pluses definitely are helpful when you put up a Wii bundle. It's going to make them worth a little bit more if you bundle any Wii Remote Plus. Speaking of a Wii, I got a Wii here at a garage sale. It was like an old person garage sale, and I almost missed this, but as I was walking out, I noticed actually this, the Classic Controller, which is a white Classic Controller. I don't think you see as much, but Classic Controller Pro. And the Wii system, not the best shape, missing the door at the top, but like I said, you can get these doors on AliExpress, and they're pretty much the exact same door. And I'd always just get a bunch of them at the beginning of the year, and they're always very helpful. Because no one wants to buy a Wii with missing the door. And as you can see here, this was $5. Can't complain for $5 on that one. And let's see here. The only other thing I got then... Oh, I went to another... This was at like a historical society or something. I got the sealed 3DS case, or like, you know, items, accessories thing. These are helpful to get some extra styluses, because there's no other model of the 3DS uses that telescoping stylus. So it's always helpful to have, you know, the system if you're going to sell, or of course if I want to keep something too. Always is nice to have the stylus and it's complete. So that's always helpful for $1. You can't really turn that down. And then last sale I went to then, that had anything. I went to a lot of sales out here, so it's kind of disappointing that there was not too much. But I went to a sale here. They had some games out. Everything actually that I got today was out. I always ask, as always, if they have games at pretty much every sale. No one brought out games today. Everything that was out was all that I got today. So I got Crash Team Racing for $2 and the SpongeBob movie for $2. I think that game holds some value. Moving on, though, to the CCAG finds. It was a good show. I haven't been since 2018. I decided I wasn't really happy with it in 2018. I thought it was too similar to 2017. It was like all the same people. And obviously I didn't go in 2020. They didn't even have it. But I figured, you know, I'd go this year. I haven't been to a show since then. It's been a long time since I've been to a show. Kind of in the mood. So I figured it's 40 minutes away drive. I'll head on up there. And it was actually pretty good this year. It's in a soccer sportsplex, and usually they'd only have one half of it be taken up by vendors, but it actually had both half of it. So it's 2 soccer fields in the soccer sportsplex, and usually they only have one of the fields, but they actually had both of the fields for the show. So there's a lot more vendors than usual. And I got some good stuff. I definitely paid some money, but got some good stuff. The first thing I picked up, this was kind of cool. One booth had a full like shipping box of these Gianna Sisters Twisted Dreams Director's Cut, which I am going for the full Wii U set. This is not one I see very often. It's not worth too much. They had them at $12, and I think that's probably right around retail. Sealed. This is sealed. So that was cool. I had a whole shipping container. Now, if someone in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong, this was, I believe, Toys R Us exclusive title. Now, if I'm wrong about that, tell me. But at least at the beginning, I believe this was a Toys R Us exclusive game, which is weird. Gianna Sisters is like an old computer title that was pretty much a ripoff of the Mario Brothers. But I saw it was developed by Black Forest Games. They did that Destroy All Humans remake. They just got bought by THQ. So that's kind of interesting. I got some manuals I needed. Nothing too interesting. This one's probably the most interesting. Solitaire Fun Pack for Game Gear. This is actually kind of an expensive game, and now I have it complete and didn't really put too much money into it. And then the big boys. So Booth had a bunch of Dreamcast stuff. Funnily enough, if anyone remembers the YouTube channel Cartridge Crusaders, they did like kind of game hunting, game chasing videos. They haven't really done anything in probably 5 or 6 years now, but pretty cool channel back in the day. It was actually one of the guys from there, I think two of the guys from there actually, running the booth, and I've met the guy a couple times. It seems like a nice guy. He had some Dreamcast titles and ones that I needed. There were a few that I was like, man, I don't want to drop this much money in cash on Dreamcast titles right now, but I probably should do this because right now I'm just struggling with getting some of the higher end titles, and the problem is I never see them. I mean, I could go on eBay, but where's the fun in that? So these were priced well, and I got a little bit of a discount on them. So I got Mars Matrix here and Giga Wing. Both Capcom published titles, which is cool. Both shooters, pretty much. So Capcom really supported the Dreamcast, but these were priced well. These are both a little bit under retail at $125 and $175. I had $281 in my wallet at this point. So I was like, well, you take $280 for these, because it obviously comes with $300, and he was happy to take that. Usually convention, if you're doing a bundle deal and you're spending this much, they'll be pretty easily do a bundle deal, but $280 for this, so these are both a little bit under retail and another $10 each off of them. Pretty good, and they're two titles. I don't think I've ever seen either of these in person before. Maybe once or twice, but other than that, I went to some my local game store chain. I have over $1,000 in trade credit there. I just keep bringing my garage sale extras to them, so it's been adding up. And I got some things. Ridge Racer 64. I just got a copy of this. This was only $15. I just got a copy of this, but it was missing manual, and the whole spine was sun-faded. And this was like, about half of retail for this complete. So I decided I'd just pick this one up and flip the other one. We got here Hunt for Red October. I've had the box for this forever. So I get to put that one in the box. $5. Can't complain there. And then a Dreamcast game I didn't have. If only it was the Nintendo 64 version of this game for this price. But Worms at Armageddon for $30. Cool to see. Once again, don't see this one very often. I'm getting more willing to buy the Dreamcast stuff. I'm really getting close to the end. It is basically just some random titles like that, and then some of the bigger titles, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Giga Wing 2. So I think that's all for the big titles. Resident Evil 2. There's still a few. I guess there's still a few bigger titles left, but I have a lot of the big boys now. So I'm starting to get close to the end, but still working on it. Got another couple trade credit pickups. Some really interesting stuff. So just kind of knocking more stuff off the list of that I would want to get, which is kind of always the plan with trade credit stuff. Once again, like I always say, I always have nothing into this stuff pretty much. This is stuff that I couldn't either keep or sell on eBay, so I count it as pretty much free. And what I got with it, I'm pretty happy overall with what I got with it. Can't find the controller with this, but got the Watermelon N64. Very nice. Really good deal on this, actually. This would have been a good deal even without trade credit. It has the expansion pack in it, which those right now go for about $50, but this was only $200. And it had a first-party controller. I don't know where I put it. I think I put it in the other room. But really nice deal on that. For the fantastic colors of the N64, I only need now the grape one and the, the charcoal. And still kick myself because I went to the flea market with a friend back in like 2012, and this is when you could get stuff just in the middle. We went at like 3 p.m. This is when you could get stuff in like the middle of the day. And I already had a green N64, and I wasn't really interested in getting all the colors. And there was a grape one there, and I let him get that one for $10. And I'm not really friends with him anymore, so it's kind of awkward because it's like, oh man, I should have kept that. Who knows where that N64 is now? I should try to get in contact with him and see if he wants to sell it. But kind of a sidetrack or a side tangent there. Also got here. Not in the greatest condition, but this is kind of an uncommon game, and I don't know if I've ever seen this box before. It should crush out pretty nicely. I usually, with stuff like this, I put it in like a book and then put some weight on it and leave it there for a couple weeks. All-Star Tennis 99, this was priced at like the loose price for this game, but it actually is complete. Like I said, pretty uncommon N64 game. I don't think I've ever seen this box. It is a little bit, but I think it'll crush out nicely. And then I put these, my N64 games, as you can see, in box protectors as well, which helps them maintain their shape a little bit better too. So, and then I got another bigger N64 title off the list. Like I've been saying with this trade credit, I've really been, as prices are going up, I've really been eager to grab some of the stuff that I've been wanting for a while for the collection, especially when I see it, really good stuff. And one that I've needed for a while was Castlevania Legacy of Darkness, and they had it right at retail at about $120. So, when you have trade credit and you have hardly anything into it, sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and say, yep, I'll be taking that. I hear that's a better version of the Castlevania 64. I'd like to give it a try soon because I don't really like Castlevania 64, but that might be more interesting to play. But that's it for this one then. It's been a slow few weeks. As you can see, this is obviously this has been a long time coming. This pickup video. It's been a while since I had the last one. It's just been a slow few weeks, but it looks like things are picking up. Hopefully, we'll have a good week upcoming. Some nice stuff there. But otherwise, I'd like to thank you for watching. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Audio Gaming. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Comment down below with what you've been able to pick up lately. Any thoughts on any of the stuff I've picked up? Anything I should know? Subscribe if you're already subscribed. And until next time, thank you for watching.